The Cavaliers, what grade do they get?
We're done with this team, with the Bulls?
Fair
enough. I mean, you said everything that's the truth.
We'll agree. D.
Yeah, D. I gave him a D.
Yeah.
With the Cavaliers, you could argue that they have been the most impressive team in the NBA given circumstance. Garland misses time. Mobley misses time. This is an A+. You have one of the best defenses in basketball. I could talk about the rebounding, but I saw you put up a tweet earlier, so I'll let you go in depth a little bit more on that when you spoke on Joel Moran show. It's the truth. They've been one of the best rebounding teams in basketball and significantly better than last year. But why they've been most impressive is because Donovan Mitchell, when questions were being asked whether or not this was a good move for the Cavaliers to make this type of game-changing trade for Donovan Mitchell and giving up the future assets that they did. I sat here and I questioned it because it has hindered the development of Darius Garland because you're taking the ball out of his hands because Donovan's the better player. But he has shown that he is good enough to carry a team to being one of the best teams in the East. And for them to be the number 2 seed for a majority of this season while missing Garland and Mobley for a good portion of that, I give them an A+, most definitely.
Yeah, they're an A for me. Second seed in the East right now, dealt with a ton of injuries, as we know. But I still think this team ultimately is going to be tested in the playoffs. If you look at their 20-2 stretch, they've been phenomenal against teams under 500. One of the best in the league. They only have 2 or 3 losses. Against teams over 500, they're, I think, 11-13. Last I saw, maybe they're 12-13 now. Yep. But they just lost the Magic last night. Didn't have Donovan Mitchell, to be fair. So it's tough because they're an A right now, and they deserve an A 100%. But if they go out and lose in the first round, it still wouldn't shock me. I'm not 100% bought into this Cleveland Cavaliers team. I need to see them beat up on some better competition right now because there was a lot of Washington and Detroit. They had the Spurs in there during that stretch. But the way Donovan Mitchell is playing should give you hope. You just got to hope that in the playoffs, he's able to keep this up and, of course, have everyone healthy. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, that big 4. And then they've gotten some good production off the bench, too. Karis LeVert's been really solid. Sam Merrill, was he second-round pick or undrafted?
I think he was undrafted. He's been traveling. He was with the Kings at some point.
Yeah.
He's been
with
Dean
the
Wade's been
Bucks.
playing.
Yeah, like an undrafted player they were able to snag and been a key rotational part for them as well. For what they've done so far, they get an A, but this isn't like the final grade for them. This is a midseason grade.
This is an A+. They're playing some great basketball. They've exceeded expectations. And they also get an A+ for having some of the best jerseys in the NBA.
They do.
I think their City Edition jerseys, the land ones,
Yep.
they're the best ones in the league. There's not one that I like more than those. They're the best.
I miss being a Cavs
So
fan.
the Cavaliers definitely onto something. I fear them as a Knicks fan.
You should.
I do. Last year we beat them. I went into that series thinking we would win. I thought there were some things we could expose. This year I don't see those same things. This is not like when the Knicks lost to the Hawks in 2021, and I knew the Hawks ain't to be respected. They're fluky. The Cavaliers is to be respected,
y'all, though.
even though we beat the Cavs. I mean, they did, but it was a fluke run. It was a fluke run.
They beat y'all just like how y'all beat the Cavs.
I know, but
pretty similarly.
It just goes to show the respect level I have for the Cavs and the lack of respect I have for the Hawks. And we see 3 years later,
right.
the Hawks, they've fallen off. The Cavaliers, I fear them. Yeah. And I don't think it's signed and sealed that if the Knicks and Cavs meet again, the Knicks will win that series again. I think a lot of Knicks fans are very overconfident that we would just beat them, and I'm not one of those. I'm not. This team has some serious potential. You guys know, I'm out on the Bucks. The Bucks are done. I'm out on them. Top 3 in the East is the Celtics, Cavs, and Knicks. 2 and 3 interchangeable. That's the top 3 in the East, though.
Okay. Not too against that, honestly.
Okay, Joel, you said a lot. I give him an A. I think everybody said some good points. I think Dells has, if he has the right to
I have the most question at the table, it sounds like.
He has a right to, have a little step back because of what happened last year in the playoffs and in the competition they have played, because it has been a milky schedule. But at the same time, people writ them off with that milky schedule. People decided.
Thanks for doubling down on that.
People decided that these people were not. Like this team was not going to be good even with the injuries. And then they went out and won these games, and now it's I need to see you play better competition. So I don't know. And then based off last year, Like, they've gotten better. Everything they needed to improve on, they've gotten better at. 3-point shooting, spacing, defensive communication, on the boards. JB Bickerstaff just as a coach, the team just bonding together and being more in sync. Like, they've gotten better in every facet. I am also scared of the Knicks if I'm a Cavs fan because, that is a one team that did whip your ass. They have your heart. So you got to go in there. I do think if they run it back, it's a 6-7 series either way. But I think you give this team an A because they've dealt with some adversity. Donovan Mitchell has managed to improve his game in this season. Mobley coming back, he's improved his game. The one key is going to be Darius Garland. If he can get back, because he's been dealing with a bunch of injuries and not playing well, not being as aggressive as you want him to be.
I saw you tweet. Are you feeling concerned?
A little bit. I don't think people and here's the thing. I don't think Donovan Mitchell hindered Darius Garland. I just don't think they've had enough time to play together. Because I think last year, Darius Garland had a great season last year. He had a great season last year.
Especially playing alongside Donovan Mitchell with the numbers he put up.
Yeah,
it was impressive.
He had a great season last year. He went to the playoffs. He was the only one that got them a W. So, and then this year, you started the year, you've messed up. Now you've gotten like 3 to 4 face injuries. So that kind of sets you back in trying to go to the rim and be all aggressive. But I think you have this second half to kind of get better, to kind of, get your game back. You go into the playoffs. If Darius Garland doesn't play well, this team could very well be a first-round exit because Donovan Mitchell cannot do it alone against a team like the Knicks or the Bucks. So, but I give him an A.
Shout out Isaac Okoro. I was waiting for you to give him some love. Shooting nearly 40% from three.
I want to wait. Because if he doesn't do it in the playoffs, I'll be fucking aggravated.
But listen, the fact that he's doing this for this sample size already is huge.
Bro,
no, he's been an all-league defender.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that was always the issue. He couldn't shoot. Last year, he would be in the starting lineup because he could defend.
I think I'm more impressed with the fact that he's now breaking dudes down off the dribble. He's now getting to the rim. Mm-hmm. Like, he's beating dudes off the bounce. He's being more aggressive. He's more confident.
Having a couple of these injuries giving him a bit of a bigger role. Some dudes sleep
at the table. And you guys right here, that's why y'all know ball. Because other dudes at this table sleep, man.
There's
no way I'm going to take on Isaac Okoro.
When they slept on Isaac, man, he wasn't good. Now look
I'm with you, Rib. I've been telling you about Isaac Okoro.
Did you hear what he just said?
He's here.
When they slept on Isaac Okoro, he wasn't good.
He was good.
So that's the truth. Duh. This season, he's been significantly better in a role off the bench.
Riv never wavered.
Listen,
never wavered's wrong.